Hey guys, Happy New Year! Jim, back, finally! And this time, I'm bringing you guys an MMA fight review video for last night's fucking badass main event for UFC 182, Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier. And I gotta say, Jon Jones is the pound for pound best fighter in the world, the best fighter the MMA has ever seen, period. End of story. I love being right. What can I say? I picked Jon to win. He absolutely did that. He basically performed better than I thought he could have. You Daniel Cormier nut huggers, Jon Jones haters, well, I got two words for you. Suck it, bitches. Forever doubting the greatness of the best in the world. Now, without further ado, let's get this review started right about now. Alright then. When fight night was upon us and it was showtime between Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier, the talk was finally over with. The debate between the fighters, the fans, the analysts, the wrestling community of who was going to win and walk out the champion was over. Whether it was going to be Jon Jones dominating Daniel Cormier or Daniel Cormier folding up Jon Jones like an accordion and knocking his ass out. That discussion was ended with Jon Jones ultimately triumphed over Daniel Cormier to retain his championship for the 8th record-breaking time. And Jon Jones went out there and performed. He had a great strategy coming in. Use more strategically effective stand-up, especially to the body shots, the body kicks, kicking low, and even some side kicks in the clinch. He did get a spinning elbow on Daniel late in the 5th. Going for submission attempts, scoring reversals when they were in the clinch, breaking him in the championship rounds, and basically out-DC'd DC. Because what DC wanted to do, he wanted to close the distance, he wanted to get Jon up against the cage and rough him up and take him down. But the thing about it was, though, Jon was the one to do the vast majority of that to him and take him down not once, but 3 times. And actually 4th if you count that throw he did to him at the end of the 4th. Along with that, he stuffed all of DC's takedown attempts except for that last one in the last round. Literally made DC embrace the grind. And overall, he had more significant strikes. He had more time, in control in the clinch and more takedowns. Besides that, proved he's the better fighter and he's the better MMA wrestler than the Olympic wrestling standout and Strikeforce heavyweight Grand Prix champion Daniel DC Cormier. Not to say that Daniel Cormier did not have his moments, because he sure as hell did. I mean, he did get off the more detrimental shots in the 2nd round. He was on top of him at the very end of the 3rd. And of course, he did scoop him up and take him down in the 5th round. That being said, even that didn't matter, considering that Jon controlled the tempo of the 5th and was ahead on points anyways. The fact is, despite his valiant effort, he just couldn't be the champion that he thought he could be. I mean, he attempted to break Bones, but it was Bones who broke him mentally as well as physically. And as I predicted, Jon retained his championship for the 8th time and became the 1 in 15 in Daniel Cormier's record by unanimous decision, 49-46. And aside from the 5th round of grinding against the cage and stuff. It was a great fight. Both guys put in a great effort. You know, but things we can take away from this fight, other than the results and the victory and all that stuff, is that Aikido has no bearing on mixed martial arts, and Steven Seagal should find something else to do to preoccupy his time, go film some more B movies, and Lawman. And above all, the only time Jon Jones will ever probably taste defeat in a mixed martial arts ring is when he fights Cain Velasquez. Because Cain has the cardio, he has the power, he has the wrestling ability, and the striking, the close distance, put pressure on Jon, and give him hell, and possibly finish him. But that being said, after what we saw last night, it won't be a cakewalk for him. You know, Jon will give him problems just as well, but I think he's the only guy that has the skills to beat Jon. Moving on, you know, Jon will go on to face the winner of Alexander Gustafsson and Anthony Rumble Johnson. Of course, you know, I'm a little biased here. I'm hoping Gus wins so he can fight Jon again, and Jon can pretty much kick his ass. With all due respect to Alexander Gustafsson, he put on a hell of a fight against Jones last time. But Jon has beaten tougher competition the last few fights. But then again, if Rumble wins, hey, that's a fun fight too, right? But the result will be the same regardless. Jon Jones walking in as champion and walking out the UFC light heavyweight champion. Doesn't matter who they line up at 205, he will beat them all, destroy them all. For Daniel Cormier, well, this is going to be a bitter pill to swallow for a while. He's 35 years old. He got some work to do to get back to the title. And if he never becomes a world champion, so what? He'll still be remembered in the MMA history books as the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix champion. Furthermore, he's one of the finest Olympic wrestlers to ever make the transition to mixed martial arts. Besides that, he's going to get back on the horse, to get his rematch with Jon Jones, but the exact same thing will happen because whether you like it or not, there's just a whole different level of athleticism and skill that Jon Jones possesses over Daniel Cormier. Now that'll do it for this fight review. I'll see you guys for the next one.